Hey everyone, welcome to TechTalk Sports, an official podcast of Technician, NC State's student newspaper. This is our first show, so how about we introduce ourselves? We are editorial staff from Technician, but here we're going to have some more free-flowing takes, maybe some things you wouldn't find in the print. Mostly talk sports, but we will sprinkle in some campus topics and such. Tech Talk is presented to you by Technician. Check us out on the web at technicianonline.com, Instagram at NCSU Technician, Tech Sports on X, and as always, you can pick up a copy of the print on the stands every Thursday. Today we'll talk some football. Is CJ Bailey trying out for Miami on Saturday? Is Will Wade a performative male? Is it okay for a ref to have a burner? Is women's basketball okay? And what happened to men's soccer versus Syracuse? And we'll finish off with a nice little segment. We're still workshopping the name Yik Yak segment. And we'll have a little fun here with the intro. I made this a couple weeks ago. Nobody else has heard it. Live reaction. Tell me what you guys think. Fire, no? You like it?
The intro sounded like the intro to Black Beatles.
Sounded like the intro to What You Know About.
It feels like a 90s detective show.
Okay. There we go. True crime. True crime is
true
big.
crime,
Yeah, like LA Law or
Yeah,
some shit.
Yeah, this is the best
yeah.
part. There we go. All right, that's enough of that.
You made that?
I made it.
Hey, okay, Daniel. I was ready to make fun of it.
Yeah, you should make fun of that. That was
That
terrible.
Not very nice, Josiah.
Yeah, my bad.
All right, so starting off, we got NC State at number 15 Miami on Saturday, 3:30 p.m. ESPN. My first note on this is that I have YouTube TV, so I'm really in a bad situation here. I'm probably going to have to listen to the game.
You know, and with that, there's no way to illegally stream this anymore because does streaming even exist anymore? Like,
Jacob, we're live.
whoa. It's for the student, Josiah.
Valid, that's true.
What about, you guys remember Stream 2? Does Stream 2 still exist? It was basically this like platform where you can watch TV on campus. But when you're off campus, I live off campus now. I'm a senior. I don't live on campus. So now that I don't have access to Stream 2, I don't really know what I'm going to do. But, you know, listening to the game, it's not quite the same appeal. But
Who knows? Maybe I'll be able to like steal my upstairs neighbor's cable, so it might work out in the end for me.
The thing about YouTube TV is that I know so many students who use like their siblings' YouTube TV. So I know so many people that have YouTube TV and we can't watch a game. It's a bummer. And honestly, I've kind of checked out of a lot of college sports at this point. Like I didn't watch any of the college basketball games besides the NC State game because I was there, because I wouldn't have been able to watch it otherwise. I could have listened to it, like I said, but just not the same charm. Anyway, what do you think the keys to the game are here, Jacob?
I mean, the big thing going into Hard Rock is going to be difficult for any team, especially with how high caliber offense that Miami team is. The biggest question mark is going to be, specifically for the Hurricanes, is like, what Carson Beck are we going to see? Are we going to see 5 interception Carson Beck like we did a couple weeks ago? Or are we going to see 5 touchdown Carson Beck? So it's going to be a big test for the NC State defense to see if they can keep him in check. But, you know, we'll see what Dave Doran's got cooking up over there.
Yeah, I think also you got to think about the hangover game. NC State just got their first ranked win over a top 10 team since, 2021 Clemson. So hangover game is in play, especially the last 3. Also after a bye, I forgot to mention that. NC State's 0-3 after a bye since 2024. To be fair, they've played some stiff competition in Pitt, Clemson, Georgia Tech last year. It was a 1-point loss, but still, you know, what's going to happen after the bye? You never know.
Nonetheless, it's going to be tough competition regardless, so they need to come out firing on that first drive specifically if they're going to have any chance of winning this game.
Also, think about it. CJ Bailey, Miami tryout. If he does too well, then he's probably gone. If he doesn't play well, he's still probably gone, but you never know. But, all right, I had this quote from Bailey. I think he said this at the media availability earlier. He said, "I don't have anything against Miami or anything to prove to them. I've been playing good, and if that's not enough to prove to them, you know what I mean. Just win overall would put a good stamp on the game. It's not going to do anything to me or them personally." He's gone. Like he's 1,000% gone. There's no way.
I know we heard rumors last year, especially before KC transferred, like that Miami was definitely interested before he ultimately landed at A&M. But that quote there's no way he's staying after this year. Like you can't, especially after that.
What do you got for us, Josiah? Insider.
So in my eyes, this is a tryout for CJ Bailey to go to Miami because Carson Beck is graduating. I feel like it's very different because the pass rush for Miami is just so relentless, and so CJ is going to be on his heels a lot. So it's kind of hard to truly gauge who CJ is going to be because our O-line is so bad and because their D-line is so good. I mean, in 4 losses this season, CJ's been sacked 11 times. In 5 wins, he's been sacked 3 times. So I feel like with CJ on his I think they have the best pass rush in the conference, bar none. And so I feel like the film from that game is not going to be great. And so I think just making sure CJ doesn't go to the beach is the best way to keep CJ in a Wolfpack uniform.
Okay, let's talk Hollywood Smothers. He coming off of the injury. Duke Scott went off last game. What do you have, like 180 yards, something like that? Is
over
it going
200 total?
Yeah, over 200 total. Is it going to be like a Chuba Hubbard, Rico Dowdle situation over here with him?
No, absolutely not. No, Chuba Hubbard. I mean, he was good. He was like a middle of the pack. Hollywood Smothers has been the best running back in the ACC all year long. Duke Scott will get more carries. I feel like he had 60 carries in the past 10 games or something like that.
Yeah.
And obviously a much larger workload. He'll get 10. He'll get 12. Hollywood will get 20. I mean, I don't think it's going to be Rico Dowdle, Chuba Hubbard, by any means.
All right. Do we know the line for this game? Let's try to find the line. What do you think? What do you think the line is? Just to guess.
I would say like going into Hard Rock against a ranked Miami team like that, it's got to at least be, I would say, at least 2 scores. So minus 10.5 would be my initial guess.
I don't know. Coming off of the win, I feel like people are a little higher on NC State than you might expect. I don't know. I'm thinking 7.5 maybe.
I'm pretty sure the line opened up pretty high. I think it was minus 15.5.
Minus 15.5.
Yeah,
dude.
I'm
not
also
mistaken.
I'm seeing minus 15.5 right now. So it's going to be a test for the Pack, but let's see if they're up to it.
Once again, it all comes down to Carson Beck and whether we get 5 touchdowns or 5 interceptions.
Also, I want to push back something you said earlier. You said Hard Rock is a tough place to play. I feel like that place is like 50% empty 90% of the time.
I feel like just with the notion of Miami's kind of stepping into a new role of kind of being at the top of the ACC, so it's becoming a hard place to play.
Okay.
So
I don't know. I think any team playing in an NFL stadium, it's kind of a disadvantage because there's a lot less familiarity with fans. And like Pitt playing at Heinz Field, or what is it, Acrisure now? I don't know. I'm a Steelers fan. I should have the top of my head. I don't think it's that much. I don't think it's an advantage. I honestly think it's a disadvantage, but I don't know.
I will say I've seen something about how the way Hard Rock was built. You know how it's an open stadium that has like kind of a roof? The way it is the home team, it's built so the home team is always in the shade no matter what, and the away team is always in the sun. I mean, we're playing in November, so it shouldn't be that much of a factor. Thank God we're not playing earlier in the season. But, it's Florida. Never know.
Should we get a weather check out here? Someone look up the weather because I don't know. It's November.
As a
but
Florida native, you can definitely get 80 degrees mid-November.
Fair enough.
it's looking like Saturday, just from what Google Weather says, high is 78 on Saturday, low is 65. So,
Okay.
But with that Florida humidity, like
The
there's
humidity is the worst part.
there's no telling, like
especially in
how-
Miami where you're right next to the water. It unmatched. No
Yeah.
thanks.
Maybe you got to think about it in the sun.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, now let's move on to men's basketball versus UNCG last night. A complete rout of the Spartans, 110 to 64, something like that. But it started out not necessarily the greatest way. Probably 5-10 minutes in, there was a scrum, another situation where you got technicals being doled out. I don't think it's a good look for the Pack. I think Will Wade is kind of going a little too aggro on the hype up and like the trash talk. I don't think it's gonna bode well when they start playing better comp. But let's hear what you got to say, Connor.
I will say you have to look at when he got those technical fouls. It's not like NC State's playing in a close game. In that first game against NCCU, there was 6 minutes left. NC State was up 55, and here he is screaming at the ref. He was arguing about a call. I believe Musa Sagnia got his 5th foul. He fouled out of the game. He didn't agree with the call. It had been kind of egregious calling all game, but especially with the way last night went, you could tell there was beef from the beginning. Trey Holloman was talking pregame to some UNCG guys. It didn't look like anything crazy, just like some friendly banter. But you could tell as soon as tip-off started, there was some beef. Darian Williams would get a couple early buckets. He would talk a little trash. Quadir Copeland would do the same. With Copeland, that's to be expected. That's kind of the personality he has. But then right around, I want to say it was the 16-minute mark, Paul McNeil shot that corner 3. He got fouled right in front of the Trojan bench. They went to pick him up. Trey Holloman gets in the middle of it. There's some pushing. There's some shoving. Quadir puts himself in the middle of it. Quadir Copeland and Trey Holloman were ready to fight that entire Trojans bench. So that obviously isn't a great look. I do believe there should have been some technicals on UNCG as well. I don't know how NC State came out and was the only one with technical fouls. I think Wade is trying to set a standard of you're going to play the full 40 minutes, whether you're down 20 or up 50. I think he wants you to play full game, play 100%, play till the final buzzer. So I don't think it's anything crazy as of yet. But NC State is averaging over a technical foul a game, which a little eye-opening. We obviously aren't used to that after the Kevin Keats era. The last time I remember him getting a technical would have been in, I want to say it was that Wake Forest game.
Yep.
Was that the DJ Horn Middle Fingers
Double
game?
Birds game, yep.
And Keats got ejected that game. So,
Yeah.
But Wade, I'm pretty sure there was also a team technical in that exhibition, if I'm not mistaken, against South Carolina.
I mean,
I don't remember that.
I mean, I wouldn't be that upset about us averaging a technical a game if we're scoring at the rate we are.
They've scored over
we saw
100.
a tweet today, most efficient offense in the nation through the first couple weeks of the season. So I mean, Will Wade, his guys are doing what he's wanting them to do. So and they're performing. Those big names that we got in the transfer portal this year, they're doing what we're expecting them to do. So I can't be mad about that.
I saw that tweet, and I saw a lot of the comments underneath it about, oh, they're playing like barely mid-major schools, which, yes, to be fair, but I think it's also, we can tie it back to NFL. I'm a Colts fan, so the Colts obviously have been on a run this year, and everyone's like, oh, they're only on a run because they haven't played great teams. Well, like the Colts and NC State, they're not just beating bad teams. They are boat racing them by, 30, 40 points. So it's not like it was a close game a little bit in the first half. First half had a lot of fouls. I want to say there were 26 fouls called in the first half of the UNCG game, and there were 44 free throws.
You were there. It took about an hour and 15 minutes to get through that first half?
Tip-off was at 8 p.m. I looked at the clock when the first half ended, and it was about 9:15.
I want to say something from a photographer and videographer standpoint. That was the most painful thing to try to get clips of that first half. I was literally like, am I doing something wrong? Or is nothing actually happening?
Hey, you got a nice video of that fight, though.
I did.
That was nice.
I'm glad I got that. So we got the real thing. And then some of our other photographer, Fletcher, he got really close to Wade and one of the refs, and he's yelling in his face. And then once he stepped off of the court, one of the officials came up to Fletcher and they were like, don't you ever do that again, because he was on the court and stuff like that. But you got a good shot of that.
That's hilarious. All right, so let's talk about the ref show last night. Head ref Eric Lewis, he was under investigation by the NBA for having a burner in 2023.
It was, early 2023, I believe.
Let a man have a burner. I don't understand why he gets fired from the NBA for having a burner. I really don't understand that. Especially because it wasn't really that much of a fan burner. It was more defending himself. People were saying, oh, this guy sucks. And he was going in there anonymously and being like, no, he actually made a good call there. He was making comments like that. I feel like you should be able to do that.
I mean, arguably that's worse because, that's really awkward, especially if you forget to log out of that burner account. But I don't know. If you have to defend, if you're getting so much pushback to the point where you need to have a burner to defend your own calls, then it's not a great look for you. There's got to be something.
I will say it wasn't just because he had a burner account. That's the main reason everybody was saying.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest thing was it was a Lakers-Celtics game, 2023. Anyone who watches the NBA should remember this game. It was close. It was down to the wire. Jason Tatum versus LeBron James. And there were a few calls that very heavily went the Celtics' way. Jason Tatum would go up for a layup. I believe D'Angelo Russell was guarding him. and he goes up for a layup. D'Angelo Russell doesn't touch him. Tatum misses it. They call a foul. Celtics get 2 free throws. Even through all of that, Lakers still had one more shot at either a game-tying or a game-winning shot. And, of course, you give the ball to LeBron James. And LeBron goes up for a layup. And you can see in the video Jason Tatum completely smacks down his arm, and there was no foul called. And that's where the video of LeBron, like, freaking out on the court starts happening. And then, for all the sports enjoyers, you're going to know exactly what this picture is. The Patrick Beverley picture where he grabbed a photographer's camera, and he came out and he's holding it. He ended up getting a technical for it. Lakers lost the game. But that was the Eric Lewis game. That was where he really kind of became prevalent. People started finding out about his burner. He retired from the NBA. And I remember we were at a game last year. I want to say it was NC State UNC or NC State Texas or something. And I remember looking and going, I recognize that ref. And I went to the ref sheet and I looked at the name. And I did not know he was even allowed to coach college basketball after – I think he retired from the NBA, but I think that was...
Yeah, a forced retirement for
Yes.
sure. I mean, the thing is, like, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about all that because he's not clearly biased. You know, maybe he's a little bit of a Celtics fan. I feel like everyone hangs on to their fandoms when they become refs. So I don't know. It makes me uncomfortable that he was mistreated and then people get mad at him for having a burner. I just don't
is
understand.
this conversation purely refs? I know we're talking about Eric, but is this purely refs? Like if Dave Dorn had a burner account.
Oh, I would love that.
That's
if
what I'm
he had
saying.
a burner, I would
I
love
feel like
that.
it's very different, like a coach versus a ref, because
Mhm.
like obviously the coach is going to be biased toward his own team, and so he might as well continue to be biased on his burner. I feel like a ref is a whole different conversation.
Okay, that's fair. I don't know. I don't have much to say to that. I'd let him live.
And I will say, it wasn't even just the burner last night. I saw the way he acted. I've never seen another ref act in a basketball game before. There's a point in time where NC State was on the side I was covering on, and it looked like someone got fouled. They didn't call the foul. The ball went out of bounds. And Lenovo Center erupted. They all thought it went off a UNCG player. And Eric Lewis was sitting there going like this
No way.
to the crowd.
He was crying to the
Yes.
crowd. That's
and he
crazy.
would interact with students who were yelling at him. He was talking to people. I've seen refs talk to people on the sidelines, not at the frequency he did.
Okay.
It was the
That's weird
interactions he had. It was just very off. He's a very interesting character.
If you're doing that under the veil of anonymity on a burner, that's fine. But if you're actually doing that to the crowd, that's kind of
Because
messed
at
up.
the end of the day, they're supposed to be impartial.
Mhm.
Like that's the whole point of referees.
Mhm.
And I don't know. He just seemed he was acting like a student. To be honest, that's the way I could see a student acting.
Mhm. Okay, fair enough.
But like you said, it's Eric Lewis, so who knows?
All right, let's move on. Early season superlatives for this NC State team. First off, I just want to say, Darren Williams, whenever you look at him, he's kind of got this facial expression he looks like he would go well on some like form of currency. Like the way his face is. Like maybe like a nice Renaissance portrait of him would work well.
$3 bill.
Yeah, $3 bill. There we go. We need that. I saw a tweet from Raleigh's Red. Random, but why does Williams always look like he finds something mildly amusing? I think that's accurate. Okay, Paul McNeil.
Absolute dog. That man is. You think that Kevin Keats would have learned last year to play the guy that broke the North Carolina record for most points in a high school basketball game, and you think he would have played him more than once or twice that entire season, and he didn't for whatever reason. And last night he set a career high of 27 points, I believe. Him and Darian Williams together combined for 59 of NC State's over 100 points. I mean, John Rothstein, Daniel doesn't believe that he's the GOAT of college basketball.
John
But
Rothstein hate.
yeah, very much unnecessary John Rothstein hate.
Okay.
But he tweeted out like a couple days ago about when he came to look at NC State practice. He goes, Paul McNeil is drilling shots here in NC State practice. An effortless sniper from long distance. Remember the name. And he couldn't be more right. Like Paul McNeil, like we had one of our writers, he wrote why like Paul McNeil is going to be like NC State's hidden gem this year. He's absolutely 100% correct.
Hidden gem. Everyone is saying he's going to be the best. I don't know about hidden gem, but yeah, sure. He's going to be probably the second best player.
I think something else that comes from it is he's a North Carolina native. Like we don't get a lot of guys from North Carolina on our team as superstars, right?
That's
DJ
true.
Horn obviously a little bit different, but he He started at Ball State, went to Arizona State, then came here. Paul McNeil was 100% committed to NC State all the way through. He knew that was where he wanted to go, even under Keats. And then obviously he gets this, what most will call a coaching upgrade. I'll let that, however people want to call that.
No, I agree.
I think it is, but everyone's entitled to their own opinion. He gets a huge coaching upgrade, and Will Wade is letting him play, and he's shooting with a confidence that I have not seen in a red and white uniform. He gets that ball, it's going up at the hoop, especially from the 3-point line.
All right, let's move on to women's because we're lucky running low on time here.
Big game for the women this weekend.
Yeah, big game. 1 p.m. Reynolds, number 17 TCU.
I have to applaud Westmore. Connor, you wrote about this in a column, but the man is stacking up some heavy non-conference games early. Like we had Tennessee in Greensboro, we had USC in Charlotte earlier this week, and now we had Maine the other night, but another ranked matchup coming in with TCU. What are your initial thoughts kind of on this game?
We'll say first off, the craziest part about that scheduling is even the exhibition game, which is supposed to be like chill, relax, doesn't count. It was against then number 10 Maryland in Greensboro. It wasn't even like a home game. So he gave them basically 3 neutral site games first. Can't even play in front of the red and white, given it was in Greensboro and Charlotte. So NC State travels. But he has a lot of confidence in this team for scheduling that high. He wants to get them on ESPN. He wants them to get that recognition that he believes they deserve. And I kind of agree with it in the sense that a loss to a ranked team is better than a loss to, some mid-major or whatever.
Well, yeah.
But at the same time, this is a young squad. This is the first team in NC State history that doesn't have a senior. It's a team that just brought in Camille Pierre from Vanderbilt, and she's trying to be the focal point where she had to be at Vanderbilt. She doesn't have to do that here, but she's forcing up shots. Zam Jones went from the bench to being a full-time starter. They lost Sanaya Rivers, Isaiah James, and Madison Hayes. That was basically their entire offense. And now you've got people like Zoe Brooks. Zoe Brooks is an amazing, amazing basketball player. I don't think she's adopted that leader role yet. She's a lot more quiet, a lot more reserved. And then you look at players like Zam Jones. Zam Jones is like fire. So she's heated on like every expression. She'll be flexing after every bucket, mean mugging everyone. It's insane. So then now we have number 17. They are playing in Reynolds. They have a very, 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 very good record in Reynolds. I don't know what the exact number is, but when they're backed by the red and white, Reynolds is one of the loudest places I've ever been in. It's my favorite building on campus. TCU is led by Olivia Miles, who formerly of Notre Dame. They played Notre Dame a lot, back-to-back ACC championships. They played last year on College Game Day. Game went to overtime off of a buzzer beater. I think they know how to contain her. I don't think you can fully contain her because at the end of the day, your superstar is going to get buckets no matter what. But it's going to be all about focusing on her. They also do have three or four players, TCU does, over 6'6". And that's kind of been what NC State's focused on a lot this year is they give the ball to Tilda Trieger, who is 6'6" herself, and let her work in the post because she'll have someone who's maybe 6'2", 6'3" on her. They're going to lose that size advantage heading into this game.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, at the end of the first quarter, 9-5 against Maine. Also, they shot 3 for 20. What went on at Maine for them to struggle so much? Is it just like they played down to their competition? They just played 3 great teams, and now you got Maine? Or
Maine, for the first time, they saw a zone defense. Maine was running a 3-2 zone, so they had 3 guards at the top, 2 post players in the back. And the best way to beat a zone defense is to shoot 3-pointers. They can't double team you out there. It's hard for them to commit, extend. And they just couldn't hit their shots. There was a lid on the bucket. They just, shots would just brick after brick after brick. They would force up stuff. Camille Pierre would miss a layup, get an offensive rebound, try to force it up again, miss it again. They're just forcing too many contested shots. I don't think they're playing proper complementary basketball.
okay.
And arguably worse than whatever that debacle went on in the first quarter at Maine is you were there in person for this on Sunday was that unfortunate loss to USC there at the end. The absolute choke job, if you will. So can you just kind of take us through those last couple minutes, like what you saw being there?
So I remember looking at ESPN after the game, and I went, they've got that chart down at the bottom of the screen. I love looking at that chart. And it showed at one point NC State, with about a minute 30 left, up 5, they had a 98.2% chance to win.
Yeah.
They lost.
Choke job. The last 4 minutes not scoring, that's not great. You can't see that ever.
Well, it wasn't even just not scoring. In the last 4 minutes, they turned the ball over 5 times. It was just like USC's defense locked in, and every pass was forced. They were getting rips out of Zoe Brooks' hands. They would try to hand the ball off to Zoe Brooks. Someone would get a hand in, easy bucket the other way. Then with about 10 seconds left, we're still – even before that, Zam Jones got sent to the line. It looks like NC State's going to win. She's a decent free throw shooter. She hits 2 free throws. We're up 3. It's probably going to go to OT or NC State win. She misses both of them. And so obviously you can't blame a game on that one play. Missed free throws happen. Then USC gets the ball. And I don't know how, but they left their USC's best player, star freshman Jazzy Davidson, wide open on a cut, and she just got the easiest layup in the world. It's going to be the easiest bucket of her career. Like, it's just wide open. And then the final play, I don't know why, to be honest. I trust Wes Moore a lot in the way he coaches and the way he runs his team, but he had Zoe Brooks passing the ball in with 4 seconds left.
Yeah, I heard that on the broadcast because I was listening. Once again, I wasn't watching on ESPN because I have YouTube TV. I was listening, and Ernie Myers was kind of shocked that Zoe Brooks was inbounding the ball. I was too.
But Zoe Brooks is for sure the best player on that team. You could make an argument for Camille Pierre. She's had 3 straight double-doubles, but her shooting numbers are a little consistent. Zoe Brooks is your best offensive threat. She can score from all 3 levels. She can drive. She can kill you from the mid-range. She can even hit a contested 3 if needed. I don't know why she's passing the ball.
Even size-wise. Don't you want someone that's like not your shortest player inbounding the ball?
Well, that's Zam Jones, but even still, like, at the end of the day, you want your best player to have that game-winning shot.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to men's soccer because kind of, I wouldn't say a heartbreaking loss, but a very disappointing loss to Syracuse earlier this week, 3-0. They were the 3 seed in the ACC, ranked number 5, and just what a disappointing way to lose 3-0. Really, they had a lot of chances, but they just couldn't put one on the board. Give me your thoughts on that, Jacob.
I mean, coming in, we saw an NC State team last season who Mark Hubbard, first-year head coach, he really elevated this program. It was like our first NCAA tournament appearance in a couple years from what I recall, and he really elevated this program, and it especially continued it this season. Like, at one point, we were number 1 in the country in the coaches poll. So there was a lot of high expectations coming in, specifically to conference play, and now obviously ending with the ACC tournament. Syracuse has kind of been an Achilles heel for this team. They haven't been able to figure them out, especially their goaltender for whatever reason. I believe, correct me if I'm incorrect, but they tied in the regular season.
Yeah, it was 1-1.
Yeah, so
Halloween night.
they've been able to get something past the guy, but they have not, especially this game against this ACC quarterfinals match, this 3-0 loss. It's super perplexing, specifically for a team who, in non-conference play, absolutely lights out. Just putting up zeros against other opponents or having other opponents put zeros up against them and absolutely tearing up the score sheet, specifically Donovan Phillips.
15 goals, I think, so far over the course of the season. At one point, he was leading by like 4, but he cooled off in conference play. But I will say, I think the most telling play of that Syracuse game was when Logan Erb loaded up, the goaltender. He loaded up on a ball, and he booted it like all the way down the field. But in the process, his shoe flew off. His kicking shoe flew off. It flew 30 yards down the field, and it fell just like haphazardly in the middle of the field. But one of his teammates had to go get it, and he was without a shoe. It's really hard to play soccer without a shoe if you haven't tried that. So for that to happen, it was just such a wacky game. They just couldn't convert on any of their chances. Like Donovan Phillip, he had like 2 or 3 golden opportunities to put one in the back of the net, and he shanked one off the crossbar, and like he missed just wide a few times. Just kind of disappointing. And then there was even a goal that got overturned. Take Healy fired, and Tomas Hutt, the goaltender for Syracuse, it like hit him in the chest, and then it kind of trickled past him, but it was reviewed, and they said it didn't get past the goal line. It stopped like before it fully crossed the goal line. So just a weird game, very strange. And after the loss, I spoke to Mark Hubbard, and he told me life can be cruel when we all deal with hardships, and it's easy to point fingers. Look in the mirror and continue to do all the habits and the little things, the little daily commitments we've done all year to get us to this position. So just going to go back out there as hard as that is. We dealt with this last year too. Last year, They lost in the first round, I believe, to Virginia. You got to watch other teams play down the road. In Cary, that's where they play the ACC Final Four, and that's the present thing. He said it's like a death or a hardship. Each day is going to get a little bit easier, and we got to use that as motivation to get back at it. Another game that they had a huge crowd. This game had one of the biggest crowds they've had all year. Another game that had a huge crowd was UNC, where they got shut out. So once again, not scoring in front of the big crowd.
You know, this team perplexes me. They really do. It's the big games that seem to trip them up for whatever reason. Because, like I said earlier, they creamed through a non-conference schedule that was filled with pretty lowly opponents.
Cupcakes.
But it just, that UNC game, we had people on the parking deck across from the soccer field watching, and they couldn't finish the job against UNC for whatever reason. But nonetheless, they're still number 11 in the coaches poll. The selection tournament, or the selection show, is on Sunday for the national tournament.
Monday, I think.
Or Monday, excuse me. And they have a good chance to likely host of the first few rounds of the tournament. So we'll see how they rebound from here. But nonetheless, you have to applaud the job that Mark Hubbard has done for this team. Specifically, we had the ACC offensive, defensive, and goalie of the year.
Yeah.
So.
And like 4 first-team All-ACC players. So that's pretty nuts.
Well, see, so this is my thing. We keep saying that this was a big game, but I feel like this game fits into a broader conversation in college sports. Like, how important really is the conference championship, especially in football? Football is the biggest one, because if you win the ACC championship, you get in the college football playoff. And this year, obviously, probably only one team is going to get in. But even in college soccer, like, what does that do? I mean, it maybe gives them a good seed in the national tournament, but...
Yeah. I mean, like a lot of sports, if you're automatic qualifiers, or if you win your conference tournament, you're the automatic qualifier, you get an automatic bid. Yes, that was pretty much already assured for NC State. Like, they were going to be in regardless of what occurred in this tournament, assuming they weren't going to lose like 10-0 in the first round.
Sure.
And they didn't. So I just feel like, just from a confidence standpoint, like, they come in and they get a nice win going into the tournament and going into the national tournament where it really matters, and just carrying that momentum. But they've rebounded before, so we'll have to see what Mark Hubbard and the boys can do.
True story.
Yeah, we'll find out. All right. Should we talk about the Hurricanes?
No.
No? Okay. All right. Should we talk about swimming? They had an in-water student section and an open water race. You covered this match,
I did.
Josiah. Can you tell what's going on there? That seems really weird, and honestly, I don't know how much of a fan I am of that.
Listen, I have to say, as an Olympic sport, I feel like you need to amp up the excitement.
Mm-hmm.
The revenue sports are revenue sports for a reason, and when you provide an incentive for fans to come, it changes the whole dynamic of the game. The water polo team was actually the group of students that were in Lane 1. The club water polo.
So it wasn't
team.
even fans.
No. It was students, but like the club water polo team were like
Misrepresented.
reserved. They were reserved spots in Lane 1.
Okay, sure.
But no, I think it. I'm blanking on his name. They had a celebrity.
Celebrity swimmer.
Yeah, celebrity swim influencer.
A swim influencer.
He has thousands of tens of thousands of followers on social media. I can't say I'd ever heard of him. But I really think it's great for the sport. To increase the popularity, to make it fun, to get students to go. I mean, if I wasn't covering the game, I wouldn't have been there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun.
Yeah,
Adds to the atmosphere.
And our swimming teams, like, they're pretty nationally ranked. Like, they tend to be
very
near the
much
top
so.
of those leaderboards.
Yeah.
Yes, we're probably never gonna catch the graces of Virginia in the swimming department, especially in the ACC from the women's standpoint. But nonetheless, like, we've had Olympians come through our swim program. Catherine Burkhoff, she won the bronze in Paris last year. So it support our revenue sports, guys.
Yeah,
like they deserve it.
There we go. All right, that wraps up our sports talk portion of this thing. Now we got our copy editor, but also pop culture expert.
We're gonna cut.
We're gonna cut.
We're gonna cut.
Okay, we can
Introduce
cut.
her when she's actually on
Okay,
screen.
sorry. We can cut. All right. Here we got Olivia Smith, our what are you? Copy editor?
Please. Copy desk chief.
But also our pop culture expert here for the Yik Yak segment and pop culture talk.
Hello.
So I guess
Talk like vertically into
How
the
do I
mic.
talk vertical? Oh, like this? Like
Yeah,
get
there we
really,
go.
Okay.
You can move it.
there we go. Little production on the fly.
Do we want to restart that?
No, we're not restarting. Production on the fly.
No, that's
going
cute.
in.
All right. I guess I'll start. Eggnog soft serve coming back to the dining halls. I'm not a fan of the eggnog soft serve personally. Getting rid of the swirl. Like you can't. I love the swirl. You need the vanilla and the chocolate. If you put the eggnog in there, it's no good.
I know.
So
I know. I was seeing stuff online at like during more October area. They had like a a pumpkin like spice latte
That was
flavor.
terrible.
Yeah, I did
No.
not hear great things about it.
It made me want to vomit. I'm not gonna lie.
all right, Jacob.
Okay, so for my Yik Yak post this week, I actually found this earlier today. So as everyone knows, it's basically Christmas at this point, according to 90% of people on campus. So mine features someone said that Centennial should put a big Christmas tree in the
Yes.
middle
You
of.
stole mine.
Oh, Centennial should put a big Christmas tree in the middle of the oval, have a cute little ceremony lighting, and students can hang their own ornaments. OMG, I'm so smart. All right, someone go tell the boss to set it up. You know, as an engineer myself, I approve this message.
I also approve as your producer engineer.
Yes. So I was walking across Centennial today, just doing my engineering things, and the buildings in EB2, they have both sides have their trees up already. They put them up in the past couple days. It's rough out here, guys. Like engineering students, we need all the help we can get. So I mean, I'm open to extending this to main campus. They can come enjoy the festivities, if you will. But
No, I'm geeky.
oh, okay, never mind. But nonetheless, I feel like it spreads a little more holiday cheer around campus, and who doesn't love that?
There you go. I agree. All right, Connor.
So my Yik Yak post, very near and dear to my heart. Very simple. It's just someone who said, I'm convinced NC State construction is a social experiment. I'm a senior.
Yes.
I'm a senior, so this is my 4th year here, and the construction never ends. I'll give you the Brickyard, right, because they're building an entire new building, but I believe, Man Hall has been under construction for 4 years. What's going on with that? Then you have all this time over summer. You have no students there. Then all of a sudden they close, Morrill?
Mm-hmm.
That's right there, right off of Avon Ferry, which it's blocked up everything. It's so hard to go to the gym. It's hard to go to the parking deck. It's hard to go to the student union. It's all clogged up. I walk to class. I have to find a new route like every single week because there's just some sort of new construction.
And you know what? Going back to I saw someone post this. Props to whoever posted like the Riddick cut through when you.
Yes.
Yes.
You're goated. Whoever you are, if you're listening, I don't know if you are, but you are my favorite person. You have saved me so much time trying to get through over back towards Hillsborough that way when we're going like to dinner on print. Fantastic. 10 out of 10.
Totally.
No notes.
The baseball field too. That's been like heavy construction. It was
baseball.
shut down for a bit too.
But you know, Trey Turner invested all that money. I'm glad to see it's being used on facility upgrades because we've had a lot of years where we're like, oh, we're going to get an improvement on the baseball stadium and then nothing happens. So I'm glad to see that. All right. Josiah, you got something?
I do. This isn't Yik Yak. This is on trend with our topics today. This is your insider extraordinaire take of the day. I don't know.
Okay.
I need a name for that.
Sure.
So I have a source in the NC State football locker room
Okay.
that told me he was having a conversation with some of the coaches, and they said, unironically, we're gonna buddy CJ up with other people
Uh-huh.
so that he doesn't go to the beach,
Mm.
so that he doesn't go to the bars, so that he doesn't go to the clubs, so that he doesn't go anywhere without somebody. And they all, like everybody that was standing around was like, ha ha ha, that's really funny. And none of them acted like it was a joke. And then they just walked away because they probably shouldn't have divulged that information. And now it's being divulged on a podcast.
Okay.
That's insanity, is it not?
What does this have to do with Yik Yak?
It doesn't have to do with it. Yeah, it does. It's just,
Okay.
it's just
It's
like,
just campus happening.
it's just
All right,
campus
sorry.
happenings, man. It's
All
just,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, sometime if I go to Miami, I probably need a buddy too. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Okay, that's not.
I got you.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
You have a girlfriend.
Sorry. Olivia.
Well, Jacob stole mine.
All
I
right.
don't know, but I don't know. I was gonna ask, do we think that we should be celebrating Christmas when Thanksgiving?
Yes.
is here.
I'm still listening to Christmas. I'm already
No.
listening to Christmas music.
I've been listening to Last Christmas since October 25th.
Well, I listen to
Same.
Last Christmas year round, but sure.
I mean, okay, I was the one that brought the post in, but I'm indifferent to it. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like people who listen to Christmas stuff before Thanksgiving, they make that their personality this time of year.
Okay,
Like,
fair.
I don't care that you do that. Like, congratulations. I mean, I personally don't, but like, good for you, I guess.
I was gonna say for you, I feel like on print night last week, you were having some tough opinions about no Christmas before Thanksgiving, and now you're
Yeah, he's walking it
neutral.
back, of
I know,
course.
like what the.
I gotta walk
Political
back.
Jacob, diplomat. The
I know,
diplomat
like
in
you're on
the
a
corner
podcast
over
now,
here.
so now you can't say your true feelings.
I don't agree with Jacob a lot, but I will agree with him on this. I'm very much more of a Christmas music after Thanksgiving sort of thing.
Mhm.
For me, it's like, it's the vibe of everything, you know? When I think Christmas, I think more like really, really cold weather, you know, barren trees, you get Christmas trees and the lights and all that and whatever. Fall for me, it's, you get, you know, cool looking leaves, you get football,
Yeah.
you get good food, like that's what November is for me. And then once you hit, what is it, like the 27th this year or something for Thanksgiving, then after that we can go into Christmas.
No, I vibe with that. But as someone who does live on Centennial, I think a Christmas tree is needed.
To be fair, I also do appreciate, like, when I was delivering the papers this morning, I do that, guys.
Loser.
Okay. Seeing the Wolf Ridge like lights on the balconies, that's kind of nice
I
to
love
see in the
that.
morning. But I don't know. I feel like we should hold off
If
a
you
little
walk
bit,
past my
so.
apartment, you might see a little heart.
Mm.
It doesn't
There you
really
go.
look like one, but if you
Okay.
squint.
You just doxed yourself.
Something else I saw on Yik Yak. Someone begging for Raising Cane's to come. They can't wait. And I personally, I can't relate because I read an old article in the Technician that Jackson Davenport wrote, and he said there used to be a McDonald's there.
Yeah.
How great would it be if we had a McDonald's
What?
on Hillsborough
No, I
Street?
wish I was here for that McDonald's.
Oh
I read
my
the
God.
article and I was like, oh,
That's unbelievable.
There's one on Western.
But it's too far. You can't get there in the middle of class. I have to pick either Slice in New York, Chipotle, or that Greek place. I don't like that hibachi place. I don't go there.
but also the one on Western's like
Those are
sucks.
great options.
Like their food is like so bad compared to like the one. What's the one on Peachtree? Is
On
that the one?
Peachtree, yes,
It's so much
yeah.
better than the Western one.
Yeah, the Western one also, like, I've been in that drive-through line for like more than 30 minutes multiple times. Like, that
Mhm.
should never happen at a fast food place.
No.
That place is a disaster.
We've also gotten 2 crime alerts about the McDonald's last year.
That's also true. All right, Hector, you got something?
I had to come with something with Yik Yak.
Oh, I guess you don't have to.
Something I've seen recently. First of all, I have an Android, so I can't get Yik Yak.
All
So
right.
everything that I know kind of just comes from it. Hot take. I was telling before when we were recording about flat soda. It's kind of good. I kind of like it.
Terrible take.
Like when I pop open a Coke and I'm like, oh, I'm in a rush and I can't finish it and I leave it in the fridge for like later and then I come back. I kind of like
I'm
tasting the process.
I'm not
Tasting
gonna lie.
the process?
Taking the
That
process.
is wild.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, Hector.
Process?
I kind of
Oh,
Like,
this
hang
is
on,
such a
hang on.
bad take.
Better?
What do you mean?
Better than before?
I wouldn't say better. It's just like a
Good.
different.
Wait, but you're
it's like good,
considering
though.
you're considering better? You're considering that it's
It
even
could
in the
be.
same ballpark?
For me, yeah.
That's insane.
I will say so.
What type of soda though? Like, what are you drinking that you're gonna drink flat, or is it anything?
Usually, just like Coke comes to mind. Mountain Dew sometimes, but like
Bad take.
I don't. Mountain Dew, I can see. Coke.
I can understand like orange soda maybe because I feel like that's
Okay.
just like really sweet orange juice at that point. Kind of. It doesn't have the tang, but I feel like it's
Well,
like Sunny D adjacent.
a lot of times with food, I have very low standards, so I don't have the best takes. Like, cause I get
Yeah,
looked at,
well.
I get looked at like I'm the devil when I say I like grape soda.
Okay, well, I don't know if we should be listening to this take then if you have bad food takes.
It's not bad.
crazy. Grape soda's not crazy.
All
I'll
right.
give you that.
All
Did
right.
you notice that he had the best topic of anybody and we all prepped something in advance? That's what
Yeah.
this is about. That's what
Okay.
the podcast is about.
Fair,
Regardless,
all
right.
but back to the Raising Cane's thing. I did see on Yik Yak we do have an opening date. Said January 26th.
They lied to us. They said fall semester.
I
They
I
did.
thought they said during the semester.
I don't think I'm going to go there.
January
I'm being
26th
honest.
though, so mark your calendars. It's gonna be like the Crumble when it first opened. It's gonna be line out the door for probably a good month and a half. But
I
then
was,
Technician tries waiting in line at Cane's.
it
Open
might
day.
happen.
and then the
If
video.
I get paid for that, sure.
Oh, can we talk
Literally.
into that? I was at the crumble cookie line when it opened up, and it was actually moving really quick because it was like they knew what was going to happen, so they had the free cookies already like pre-laid out. So it was like I was in line from like so where the crumble cookie is to a little bit past the Target, I think. And so
That's still pretty significant.
I was
criminal.
I was only in line for like less than 20 minutes, like 15 minutes, I think. It was going pretty quick.
I don't know. I'm anti both of those institutions, so it's whatever.
I'll we'll go back to the hot takes for a second. Crumble is the most overrated thing
Garbage, yes.
I hate
in the world.
Garbage.
Really?
It is diabetes in a cookie, and it's not even a cookie; it's like a cake.
Mm-hmm.
That is
And
true.
no, I'm not spending $8 on that. No, thank you. Or however much it is, it's overpriced. Whatever it is.
It's not really cooked either. I feel like when you open it up, it just is.
There's no
there.
cookie.
Yeah.
It's just it's just E.
It's just
It's just like,
All right, let's move on to Grammy announcements. That's part of the reason why we have Olivia here. We got Pop Culture Minute. So let's just go over that stuff. I had a few notes.
mhm.
Album of the year, if Swag by Justin Bieber wins, I'm gonna be pissed. Same with Song of the year, if Anxiety wins, I'm gonna be pissed.
Dude,
Are you really?
dude, I
Yes.
For Doechii?
would. Yes.
I love
Anxiety completely ruined the original song. Somebody that I used to
Okay.
know was a banger back when we were growing up, and now I remember scrolling on TikTok for all when it came out, and I thought I'd hear it, and then she starts singing about anxiety, and I was like, why would you do that to me? Like,
You want to know something really bad? Is that I listened to Anxiety. I've listened to it before, but last week I was listening to it again. Just realized that it was a demo of someone we used to know.
it's the same.
Oh my god.
It like
You
clicked.
didn't
I was
realize that?
No, I didn't realize it.
Wow.
And I was on my couch. I was like, wow, wait, that sounds so much like. Oh my gosh, wait, those are the guys in the music video. Ah.
All right,
Yeah,
now-
it's really awkward.
This is our pop culture person.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Are we
Not
sure?
to, like,
Might have to rethink it.
It's pop
expose
culture,
myself.
not past culture.
True.
all
Okay,
right.
so Olivia, what are your predictions for the big four? Album of the year, record and song, and then new artist.
I'm not gonna lie. When I looked at all of the like people that got nominated, I was like low key like,
Yes,
all of
exactly.
them.
That's the same
I-
feeling I had.
because like okay, it's just so lackluster. Like they're all so mainstream that like I don't really care anymore. To be quite honest,
Same with like Somber, Best New Artist.
Yeah,
Such an
Best
industry
New
plant. Why do we
Artist, I
need
was like,
this?
half of the artists on Best New Artist have been around for like years.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea that they're also new is weird to me. I kind of want Kendrick to win Album of the Year.
Agreed.
That's
That's
I
fine.
feel like main take. Best New Artist, I like Cat's Eye. So
I
Yeah.
love
I
Cat's Eye.
would like Cat's Eye to win. Though I think Olivia Dean might actually win.
Hmm.
I don't know if you guys know who.
Cat's Eye featured in Tech Crossword, by the way. So there you go.
Sorry, that was an E. I like screen. I don't know if that works on a podcast.
I love Cat's Eye for
Um,
multiple reasons.
What are your multiple
They're
reasons?
so bad.
I could go-
Anyways.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Song of the Year. I don't know. I would say Anxiety. I think Anxiety is gonna
It's
win.
also disappointing.
I don't like because I mean Golden's also on Song of the Year, but from K-pop Demon Hunters. That's not gonna
Mm.
win. I want it to.
I do too. Y'all should watch that. If you
Have you guys
haven't.
watched it?
No.
You should
Y'all-
don't. You should because the exact same
should.
thing happens where someone's like, "I'm not watching this dumb cartoon thing for kids," and then by the end of it, you're sobbing.
No, it's so good. I wish it was 3 hours long. Genuinely.
Okay, well I don't know about that.
They have a 3-hour long cut.
Aren't they
of it.
coming out with a movie or something?
It is
Yeah,
a movie.
second one. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then what was your third one? What was
New. You already did new artist, right?
Record, I think.
Record of the year.
Record of the Year. Oh, I kind of want Billie to win for Wildflower.
Wildflower. Yeah, I like Wildflower.
I was sad that she didn't get anything last
yeah.
year.
Hit Me Hard and Soft. Banger album.
I went to the
Completely
concert.
snubbed.
So good.
Mm.
Top 5 concerts.
I really don't understand why they separate record and song.
I do.
Why?
Actually.
Yes. Can you explain to
I
the
can.
people at home?
Okay, so Song of the Year is for the songwriters, so the people who are writing the songs and then submitting it to the artist, versus
Mhm.
Record of the Year is the actual artist who's singing it. So a lot of the times, the artist and the writer of the song is the same. But like for Golden, or I want to say, like Apata, like different.
Ah, but yeah, that one.
Apata.
I lo-
that
I
one
look at
also
that
could win,
song.
but I feel like it's like a little too like past.
Yeah,
I'm always a fan of Bruno. So
Love
if he
Bruno.
wins,
yeah.
do you have anything about Bad Bunny in your notes and his album?
I
think
don't-
that should win.
I
that
think
or
he
Kendrick.
should win, I think he actually could win because isn't he's on doing the Super Bowl.
He
So I
is.
think he has a lot of pull.
Also, that album is like very rooted in like a lot of cultural and like it's very symbolic. The whole David Tirarmos Fotos album is like extremely symbolic of his culture and colonization and American stuff.
Yeah.
And I will say, I know you said you think Kendrick should win Album of the Year, but the rap Album of the Year is also
What's
really
rap?
stacked. So the contenders are GNX by Kendrick Lamar. There's Chromacopia by Tyler the Creator, which
right.
was amazing. Let God Sort 'Em Out by Clips. Glorious by Glorilla. And God Does Like Ugly by Jid.
Okay.
I've listened to 4 of those. I've not listened to Glorilla. Glorilla's not in my rotation. But God Does Like Ugly by Jid, I think, should get it over Kendrick Lamar, which is
Okay.
crazy because Kendrick Lamar is like in my top 2. J. Cole's number 1.
Okay.
Finger to God.
I'm
Like,
looking at the camera.
Oh, figured. Oh, the
Looking
camera.
at the people.
Sorry, I didn't even know they were there.
Say hi to the people.
Hi, people.
But yeah, that's my little hot take as well.
Okay, real.
All right, that's all I got. All right, I also made some outro music. If we want to do a live react to that. What?
Separate?
Yeah, it's separate. It's not the same
But
one.
yeah, Olivia, you weren't here
All
for
right.
the intro music.
Yeah, the intro music.
Oh, wait,
um,
hold on.
thought-
We just want to say thank you guys for
Yeah.
for listening to the first Tech Talk Sports episode.
Please.
We had a lot of fun doing this. So
Yeah, definitely. Little housekeeping. We are going to be in a different studio setup come springtime, but right now we're using the WKNC studio. Shout out to them. But in the spring, we'll have a different setup. We'll have some better visuals. I know back here, it's kind of bland. We're going to fix that. Don't you worry. All right. How
We'll
about
also
that?
hopefully figure out audio
Yeah.
stuff a lot better.
Yeah, we'll set things up good. All right, here we got the outro music. And we could probably end the podcast right now.